What's up, everybody? This is the Grand Line Gazette, where we talk about One Piece damn near every damn day. We're talking
Oh
about the
damn.
remake today. Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got CJ here. We got Kev. I'm
Hey,
Corey. If you like
yep,
discussions, theories, episode, manga reviews, all that
yep,
kind of stuff,
yep.
join us here. We're going to
Mm.
give you guys our first impressions on the remake. Uh, if you guys do not know, they are remaking Fishman Island arc, the Fishman Island arc in a high def, new display, high resolution,
True.
trying to make it more digestible for modern times. They're also trimming the fat. I think CJ said they're turning like 3 episodes into one.
Yep,
More or less is the pattern. That might not be the par for the course, but you know what I mean.
yep.
They're condensing it. So we're gonna give you our first impressions. You guys should let us know your first impressions in the comments below. Are you guys excited for more? What do you guys think this means? Do you think it links to anybody or anything in the future, and so on? So, yeah, CJ, you had a lot to say about it. So, what do you think?
Um, like initially, well, actually, I'll just put it like this for Oda. I really do appreciate him because Corey, I've talked to you a little bit about like this recent project I'm undertaking and how I'm not necessarily a fan of the direction and how it's being like orchestrated. Going back to One Piece, and it's just like, God damn, are these really good stories within stories within stories, and all character driven. Like, wow. And it's so fantastical that there's no point in time do I have a moment where it's like, why is a skeleton selling out a rock concert and has a great song? Like, oh, because he's the musician. That's Soul King.
There
Like,
was a
just a
time
testament to,
when, sorry,
yeah.
let you finish your point.
Go ahead. No. Oh, just it's a testament to Oda's like writing, and I really, really appreciate it. In general, as far as the whole episode, I liked the fact that the animation style was different, new and improved. They're trying something unique. I appreciate the effort. I really like I really missed. This was nostalgic for me because of the intro song. Love the intro song. I love how they have a new opening scene, cutscene, little mid scenes, and everything. I love all of that. The pacing worked well for this show for whatever effort. It didn't like break my neck. It didn't like really mess anything up because, as Kevin pointed out, we've seen this already. We've seen it when it was already broken up. But this speed didn't mess me up in any kind of way, shape, or form. So I really do appreciate how elegantly they pulled this off.
Very true.
Yeah, Kev, your first impressions on it?
My first impressions, um, very, very well done on the animation. I think that this studio has always done really great work when it comes to that. The first episode really just showed me the animation that we're gonna see in the more pivotal pieces of this arc. Comes
Mm.
Zoro versus Horty Jones comes to mind. That's gonna be probably a really hype fight. We're gonna see a lot of uh, Sea Kings maybe in a little bit higher def, more scales, bigger size, more animation. I'm really excited for this
Yeah,
arc for those reasons. But as far as it goes to like what we've said, is we're not. I mean, we already know Shirahoshi's, Poseidon. These aren't things we're gonna find out differently. I don't think. But
yeah.
I'll definitely be watching every week because we never know if Oda's gonna try to pull a fast one on us and sneak in some information that we haven't seen before. So
I
who
was
knows?
just about to ask that because the pacing's different and changed, and because of so much time having transpired between the original airing of the episode, whether it's Japanese or English back. Um, do you think because of how much time has passed and how much story has gone on, that it'll be easier for them to include certain shit like that as like a ret foreshadowing type of thing?
I they have to add and take away. So to Corey's point at the beginning, let's go off. They
Mm,
are trimming the fat. We found out from going back and looking at the first 3 episodes that is the equivalent of this first episode. But this isn't the first time that the studio has redone a season. So we have examples of the East Blue, Alabasta, and Sky Island. All of them had the same amount of episodes by the end of it. So is that just more fleshing out the fights, making those better, or was it more information scattered throughout? I'm not 100% sure, but we trimmed off 2 episodes of fat in this first episode. Where are we going to gain that back? That's
One Piece does. Oh, my bad. No, One Piece does lend itself. I have 2 points. I just want to add to your point, Kev. One Piece does lend itself to trimming its fat because I've said this in a couple of podcasts before, but all the Straw Hats learn information at different points and different times. So they're not like, you can just cut out when one person tells somebody one thing. It's like, oh, because we already know this.
Right.
My point while you guys were talking, I'm clicking through the episode, and I think, who was it that spoke about like some of the people that we're seeing before? Either way, my point being, the imposter pirates. We just saw them during the Vegapunk speech where they're dressed up as
Captain
Kidd and his crew.
Oh,
we see Rayleigh, we see Shaka, we see Sentamaru. We're seeing a lot of people that we've just seen recently at the end of Egghead. Now, this is the story of the new beginning. This is their new adventure, part 2. You know what I mean? So maybe this is prepping us like mentally to kind of be like, maybe this is the part 3 now. Post Egghead is technically part 3, and these are more characters that you're going to be seeing at least once or twice again. On like
I had that mindset too.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
That's it.
I had with the previous play with the fan letter. Like, there's got to be something that's being expressed in this that might be highlighted in what's to come. My bad. That's something that I was expressing with the fan letter previous episode, where it's like there's something being highlighted here. Maybe we just don't recognize it right or quite yet, but there's something being highlighted here because this is all building upon something. It has to, just based on the way Oda has orchestrated shit. So in this one, with him giving us another special edition, it's not something that's furthering the story. It's of the same vein of this fan letter or something similar. So it's like, okay, again, we're highlighting these moments, but if you look at the manga and where we're currently at, these moments are kind of like syncing up with some things. So
that fan letter definitely gave us perspective on an everyday Marine learning what Vegapunk's here.
Right. So it's like, okay, so what do we need to look at? We need to look at the Marines like possibly defecting or falling apart. We need to look at Blackbeard potentially going for Shirahoshi because he has Caribou and there's no point to get the Pluton. Y'all ain't shipwrights. Y'all ain't great navigators. You have one. That doesn't make y'all great.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do with like a dope futuristic ship that Frankie has the blueprints for?
Or the ability for the Marines to, and this is going to your point about Blackbeard, like just prepping for the future and this being the key to it. What's the thing that we learned post time skip that the Marines could do? They were using sea prism stones to make their ships untraceable by sea giants or sea kings. What are they?
Yeah.
Sea kings. How crazy would it be if they had a false sense of security and then Blackbeard had the upper hand because he can control Sea Kings anyway? Like, I mean, not saying that's gonna happen, but that sounds like a Blackbeard plot.
Yeah,
I mean, plot as in
you gotta be
idea.
Yeah, because you have Lafitte again who can hypnotize and do all that stuff. He himself, like I mentioned, is extremely charming because he got Kuzan. And Lafitte and Blackbeard work well in recruiting.
The good cop
together, together they are really good. So
we don't
you have
need
an
them.
impression
Let's
of
use them. Let's kill them. No.
All you gotta do is like they figure out that Shirahoshi wants to go see the forest or the whatever the hell that he and Luffy was talking about back in the day. It's like she wanted to go see the sun, the forest, the real stuff above the water and the surface. If she lets an inkling of that out, or they become privy to that, oh, it's a wrap. GG's.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess like I mean, it might not be, but I think we're all pretty supportive of the idea that these things could be linking on some levels, prepping us for some stuff in the future between this fan letter and this new animation. I guess not too much before we start repeating ourselves. Kev, did you have any last points on this topic?
To help that theory is this wasn't the next chronological order for them to remake. You have
Right.
Water 7, Thriller Bark, the Paramount War, all of this before the time skip. Oda chose this jump. He may go back and do the rest, but I do like that theory is because we're about to see Shirahoshi again. Which it hasn't been that long since we saw her in the manga already. Like she was just in the river. But
Yeah.
she'll come back eventually. She's an ancient weapon. I would love to see Blackbeard try to mess with that. And who knows? We may get some like Roger remake. They may throw in for additional episodes here. We've already had the Odin Rogers, that wouldn't be new. So having that remade and revamped, even though that was just a couple years ago, I think that would be quite interesting as well to keep everything together.
Also,
Write down it below. What
Wait, no.
What arcs would you like remade?
Yeah.
Real quick, what Kevin just spoke about with the reverie makes this even more ideal and perfect of a situation because Shirahoshi was just there with Vivi, and she knows Vivi's missing.
Yes, that's what that was. I was thinking that before the video. Yes, because I was trying to make it make sense. Because I'm like, okay, we had to have all these princesses have prominence once again. Because they're not grouped up for nothing. I'm like, okay, but we saw Vivi and we saw Rebecca. Oh yeah, Shirahoshi was at the reverie, and I would argue that while the reverie was happening, she was going through the most.
But at the same time, at the end of her going through whatever she was going through, because that was some crazy ish, she was asking about Vivi.
Well, yeah, it was the coming together of everyone who. I mean, if you guys remember when they all showed up to the reverie, they were like, "Oh, you like Luffy-san too?"
Like,
Like they're all coming together. You're seeing the teams form. You're knowing who's on your team. That's when the shit hits the fan. You're gonna need to know that guy.
Yeah, because it was
girl,
like, okay,
that
Rebecca,
guy. They all messed with the Luffy. These are my allies.
It was like, okay, Rebecca, Vivi, Shirahoshi, Leo. What's my man's name? Sai. Okay, all of y'all are cool. Okay, cool.
But to Chris's point, I do think that there's going to be some kind of re-prominence given to these princesses in these arcs in some way to end on that point. But yeah, that's the video. That's our first impressions on the new remake Fishman Island arc. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. We will be back with another video. If you guys have any ideas for topics you guys would like us to discuss, write that down too. Any kind of discussion really helps. We guys want you guys to talk to each other as well. One Piece is
they pulled up on fake Nico Robin like crazy though. I was just thinking about that scene. They ran up on Nico Robin.
Looking at the fake straw hats, it's like, man, y'all.
Honestly, to end this video on like a theory, that's why I kind of think that the Loki we're looking at really isn't the real Loki, because Oda even gave us like Luffy, they called him Straw Hat, and like the nameplate even popped up, and I'm like, that's not why are you? Anyways,
that's
let
funny.
us know what you guys thought about the first episode. Are you guys gonna be watching it all the way through? We got 6 months, so we got to fill it somehow. What do you guys do?
Yeah,
right,
that's funny.
Later.